Welcome, guys. Welcome. How y'all doing? What's happening? Good to see everybody in the building. What's up, Professor Black Ops, DJ Moss, Burp San, Elise. What's good, NC Worker? What's up, Coles Tech and Topaz? How you doing? Thank you for being here. Yeah. So today is kind of like I'm gonna do like a impromptu style live stream. You know what I'm saying? I scheduled this actually for yesterday, and the main thing I wanted to talk about was just cybersecurity. I was planning on getting somebody, else to come up here, and talk about this with me because I haven't worked in the cybersecurity field, but I know a little bit about it, and I know it applies to a lot of different positions, that people want to get into. It's actually a popular field now. It's like this buzzword cyber that everybody hears in all these different jobs that are out there. And so really what I was going to do, I was going to actually talk about something I seen in the news. And so I'll bring up the website for that. And like I said, this stream will be short. Like I wanted to, have someone up here to kind of discuss it with me or whatever. But it's all good. I'll, handle it by myself. I ain't want to not do a live stream because I want to be consistent with the live streams by at least doing one a week on the weekends. Whether I have somebody to kind of interview or not, I kind of want to, go down and do it step out there and do it on my own, you know what I'm saying? So, um, and then also, yeah, thank you. What's up, Kenny? How you doing? Thanks for being here. And DC, the Purple Diva, I appreciate you guys for showing up and everything. So let me bring up this website right fast. It was just interesting to me. Like I always see, I get like news feeds from Google or news updates from Google on different things. And I just wanted to, kind of throw this out there. And this will tie into the whole cyber security portion I want to kind of get into. So 1 second. Cool. So hopefully you guys can see that. Let me see if I can zoom in or whatever. But, I just thought this was an interesting article to kind of show you guys. You guys can kind of see, what's going on out there. But Microsoft source code, for Windows XP and Windows Server. And this what actually stuck out to me, the Windows Server portion of it. Because if you have a Windows XP system, that you running right now, you wrong at the end of the day, because there's so many exploits that are out there, malware and all kind of stuff that's tied to Windows XP. And Windows XP hasn't been supported for a long time now. They stopped supporting that couple years back. I can't remember exactly when it was, but they stopped supporting it. So what that means is they don't send out any updates or patch the system anymore. So you kind of like on your own. So if something happens with your system and you got XP on it, you know what I'm saying, you're screwed. But what kind of stuck out to me was the whole Windows Server port of it. Because yeah, it's not supported, but some people out there, I'm pretty sure, are still using Windows Server 2003. You know what I'm saying? So part of that source code is included, that was leaked, is included, for Windows servers as well, the 2003 version. And so, and just to give you an example, I've worked for a couple companies where they had an application that Um, that was like, it was a custom application that was built on a Windows server, and the only thing they can get this application to work on is Windows Server 2003. And I remember when 2008 came out, then 2012 came out, but they couldn't move that system, because that application, because it was so fragile and it was so customized for a Windows server, that if they tried, or attempted, it'll break that application. So I know it's some companies out there are still using Windows Server 2003, even though it's not supported. You know what I'm saying? But that source code has been leaked. So if you have it, out there, this is just, you know, recommendation to just go on and shut down whatever application you have open, and shut down that server, and try to install the latest version of Windows, so you can, have a fully functioning system that is not vulnerable to, attacks and everything. But just to read a little bit more, it says torrent files for both operating system source codes have been published on various file sharing sites this week. So if you don't know what torrents are, that's where a lot of illegal stuff is, shared online or whatever. And I always recommend people don't mess with any operating systems that come off torrents anyway, because you can potentially download something that has exploits in it, where it can mess up your system. It's just best to just go on and spend that $99 and pay for Windows 10 and put it on your system, but versus trying to, get one that's and has malware within it, you know what I'm saying, on installed on your system. So let me see what else. It says it's unlikely that the leaked source code leak will pose any significant threat to companies still running XP machines. Microsoft ended support for Windows XP back in 2014, although the company responded to the massive WannaCry malware attack with a XP patch in 2017. Yeah, so I remember when that happened. WannaCry malware is basically ransomware, where it would get into your system and encrypt all the data on your system, and then it'll pop up with a little screen basically saying, send us, some. Okay, yeah, DC the Purple Diva. I have a couple computers with older versions. I know that's bad, but not XP. Yeah, just make sure it's not XP. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to do. Let me see. Bro, KeepItTechie, you should have hit me by email. Let me know. Yeah, man. Hey, I apologize, man. I see, and that's the thing. Like, this live stream was actually supposed to be done yesterday. But what happened was I ended up having to work yesterday. And if you guys didn't know, I'm a database administrator, and right now they're going through like a massive upgrade of a bunch of servers. That kind of tied to, this article, because 2008 is actually they're finna end support for server 2008. And so we're frantically trying to upgrade, and I apologize, but SQL 2008. And so they're ending support for SQL, and so 2008 version. So at my job, we're currently going through and upgrading a bunch of servers that have 2008 to 2012. So, and Kenny, if you want to hop on, man, you can. I'll email you a link right fast, and you can hop on. We can kind of talk about it if you want to. You know what I'm saying? It's no big deal. Just let me know in the chat though. But it says, wow, this is the first time Windows XP source code has appeared publicly. Microsoft does run a special government security program that allows government organizations controlled access to source code and other technical contents. The latest XP leak isn't the first time You know, the operating system source code has appeared online. Yeah, and I remember this. This was a couple years ago. Port of the source code for Windows 10 actually came out. Uh, and that was in the news. It was like a big thing or whatever. And so, you know, uh, is they've actually, you know, had source code leaked before. So, um, okay, Professor Black. Yeah, I got you, man. Let me and that's the thing, man. I don't have um and I use is OBS, and you have to create the scenes, and so I don't have like a scene set up for like multiple people yet, and that's something I got to do later on. But you guys can both come on. I'll send the link out. Just just send me an email and I'll reply back because I got my because it's kind of hard to, you know, send emails, and I don't want to slow down the show and have a bunch of dead space or dead silence, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's pretty much all I wanted to read on this article. But if we do have some people that want to get into cybersecurity, I also want to kind of show a little bit on oh, and I forgot about this other article. So let me show you guys this as well. Now one thing, this, you know, kind of made me excited. You know, as you guys know, this is, you know, my channel. I try to center it all around Linux, and so this is like one article that kind of got me excited or whatever. But Lenovo, you know, actually launched Linux ready ThinkPads and ThinkStation PCs. So they come pre-installed with Ubuntu. So I just wanted to, you know, kind of show you guys this article as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to just go through and read it. You can read it on your leisure, you know what I'm saying, if you want to. But I thought that was interesting, you know, and they have, you know, a whole bunch of, it says down here, the availability. So these are the they're going to roll out in phases through 2021. So these are all the systems that they plan on, you know, having it to where you can purchase your system with Ubuntu installed on it. And so the system is actually, you know, supported and everything. So that's real cool. You know what I'm saying? It's not too many companies out there that support Linux and try to get it out there for people that want to, you know, actually use Linux or have that option to get the system that they want to buy with Linux on it. You know what I'm saying? So I just thought that was cool. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to, you know, kind of throw it out there. I'll drop the link to this article in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And as you guys can see, I get excited about Linux stuff. So that's just something you know, a passion of mine or whatever. So, but so hold on. Let me get you on here. Just give me 1 second, guys. Um, yeah, just bear with me, guys. Let's see. I just wanna. And I'll go on and add you on there as well, Kenny, so you can hop on if you want to. And we could talk about that. And actually, I'm gonna just send the I'm gonna reply back to your email with that link, and then I'll get you on here. So yeah, send me. I'm gonna just send you the link, Kenny, because I already got your email. So just click that link, and that'll add you to a calendar event I have, and then I could bring you on right fast. Let me see, and then write a message, Kenny. And that's only if you want to, bro. You ain't got to or whatever. Ain't no big deal. Let's go. Link. And actually, let me open it up. What's up, man? How you doing? Oh, hanging in there. Hold on, let me. All right. Yeah.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Yeah. Yep. So, did you have any thoughts on this whole Windows leak?
Yeah, I was actually looking at it. I think it's a huge problem. Like you said, I got a few customers that on 2003.
Mm-hmm.
That's like you said, we got some old applications we can't upgrade. What we did though, we took them off our Active Directory domain because they were kind of standalone apps, and we just kind of walled them off, and we call them our bad VLANs. So we put them in a special VLAN that are systems that are not secure. So that's kind of how we mitigated that issue. But no, that's a huge problem. Like you said, there's a lot of big companies with old apps, and it's going to take them a while to get off.
Yeah, definitely. Cause like I said, like I remember working for a company. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, they had some old. It was written in an old programming language too,
Yeah,
and nobody knew how. The person that built it uh, wasn't around anymore, and so nobody, you know, knew how to actually work with the actual application. So um, it's just sitting there and nobody wanted to touch it or nobody wanted to touch it, so it'll
that's kind of how we were. I work at a big government client. We had actually, I want to say double digits 2003, and we got them down to two. And the last two, we was just struggling. So, like I said, we took them off our Active Directory domain, just kind of locked them down with that, and kind of put them on their special VLANs so they wouldn't, if they get infected, they wouldn't hurt any of the other apps because they were kind of more of a standalone issues. And we put our IP addresses just for those certain workstations that need to get to it. We try to put a mitigated control. Long story short, like I said, we talked a little bit. I've been in the cybersecurity game for 25 years. I'm
okay.
okay.
Yeah, from what it looked like, we didn't froze up.
It
Okay, I
happens,
think
man.
I think it's back. Nah, I think it's
Okay.
back.
So yeah, that's what I do. We can run like 4,000 checks on our architecture. So my job is to make sure we pass.
Hmm.
So it's kind of it.
Yeah, and
But no,
I definitely gotta get you on, man, so we can,
it's all good.
like do somewhat of a semi-formal like interview like I've done with, a couple of other guys or whatever. And I know we talked about it, I just we just haven't pulled the trigger yet, so
It's
try to
all good.
get you on. You know what I'm
Anytime,
saying?
anywhere. But now, like you said, we were looking at those Windows updates, and I do a lot of privacy stuff. So I'm trying to build my channel on privacy. So I've been
Mm-hmm.
kind of lacking data. So I'm real big on the privacy side too for commercial stuff.
Okay. Yeah, so like then I guess the next thing I want to do, and no worries, Kenny. I appreciate it. I know you're driving, man. Appreciate it. anyway, you know what I'm saying? I hit you up, I guess, another time when you're able to, get on or schedule something ahead of time or whatever. And actually I gotta get you on as well, Kenny. So, you know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate you, you know, with what y'all do over at the fourth quarter talk and everything. So but like I guess well let me ask you this question then. If someone's trying to get into cybersecurity, how you think they should go about it? I know things have changed, possibly since you got into it. So
Oh yeah, I've
yeah,
been in 2000s, the early
yeah,
2000s. Well, I mean, you asked the standard question: is it certs or degrees? I
mm-hmm,
think since I work at a government site, they really want you to have both. But I think you can get in now with certs. Because even the DoD and government sites, you got to have one cert for your specialty.
yeah,
Like you, I'm a Linux bigot, man. I've been doing Linux for like 15 years, so that's my OS of choice actually. And I
mm-hmm,
was an Oracle DBA because I was kind of giggling. That's why I got out of the DBA world because they want to do everything at night, on the weekend, every holiday. I'm like, no, I'm too old for that.
yeah, I got you.
I used to do Oracle DBA stuff
Mm-hmm,
in the '90s, so that's how old I
yeah.
am.
Hey, it's still going strong. Oracle is still, they still have them servers out there, as
Oh, that's
well
why.
as Red Hat. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, we got to do Red Hat because you got to have commercial support.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the guys don't want Red Hat. Like I tell people, Oracle make more money, but there's more SQL Server jobs because it's cheaper.
Yeah, yeah,
That's kind of how
exactly.
I'm breaking out. Oracle DBAs, if you're a good DBA, you can easily make six figures.
Oh yeah,
Easy,
oh yeah.
easy. But
That's one thing I want to do is a DBA stream soon, and I'll just kind of go in on like what I do for my job, uh, and what you was gonna say. I'm sorry.
no, you're good. Like you said, the DBA work that'd be cool. Like I said, Oracle's a little different than SQL Server.
Mm-hmm.
I think Oracle comes out with their features better. I think SQL Server copies them because Oracle's been in the government a long time, so they actually had to have a higher level security 20 years ago.
Oh yeah.
But I do it. One of our projects is huge. It actually runs on SQL Server. So
Mm-hmm.
we got about four big SQL Server clusters with our DR site. So we run that too.
Okay.
A lot of people get out of Oracle because it's so expensive. I actually been looking at Aurora on AWS,
Mm-hmm.
so that's kind of hot. So I'm kind of doing a little investigation, working on my cloud skills because everything's going to the cloud.
Yeah, and they got a lot of new databases that are out here. Like for instance, I'm trying to remember or languages. I know for sure, like or. Have you heard of or?
I haven't heard or. I've been looking at the new databases. A lot of times we don't look at them because they always bolt security on after, like MongoDB, all those NoSQL databases. They just got
Mm-hmm.
security over the last 10 years. So a
Okay.
lot of times we really don't try to mess with those unless we absolutely necessary. Like I said, for a government client, they usually have three or 400 checks you got to do on a database for security. So they don't like to mess with anything unless it's 10 years or older.
Yeah, I got you.
Oracle SQL Server. Oracle bought MySQL, so they're actually getting pretty good with table space encryption and a lot of the security encryption the database needs at rest. A lot of the new databases, they don't do that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
So,
and Burp saying in the chat, yeah, DBA is database administrator, and
yeah.
that was, yeah, and that's one thing I wanted to kind of break down as well. It's like three different areas of uh database as far as jobs go. You
Mm-hmm.
got your data analyst. You got your data analysts. They kind of, take the data and form it and mold it into, a way to present it to people. And then database administrators, they actually manage the server itself. So basically the RAM settings, just all the base configuration of the database or the server itself, the SQL server itself, or the Oracle server itself. And then the other position is a developer, and a developer you can have a range of background, because basically all you're doing is taking the data and creating something with the data so people can understand it. So it could be an application that you know building that presents the data. Like for instance, I've worked for the government where we've used a access database with a SQL backend, and all you're doing is connecting to the SQL backend via, I can't remember what that file's called, but you can generate the file from the SQL server, and then the access database can connect to it via like a username, password, or however it authenticates to the server, and the application is on the front end, and people can go in and run reports or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of those things, or that's the three different types or three different areas of database. But go ahead.
Yeah, I might add on to that. Like
Hmm.
DevOps now, those guys do the operations of development. That's kind of the new things on the database. My thing is now most developers don't even understand the database. They usually click their tools and the tools generate the tables in the database. I work
Hmm.
with a lot of Java guys. They just treat it like a bucket. They just create, insert, and delete. They really don't know the operations of a database.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a database guy where I actually work procedures and packages and optimize. I used to work on a data warehouse with a billion rows tables. So you have to optimize your database, worry
Yeah.
about your indexes, worry about your scans. Most developers don't even
Hmm.
understand what that is anymore because the tools kind of do that for them. So
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing missing. So a lot of people do talk about they doing big data and they use other tools when they can actually do it in their database. And I think will run a lot better and a lot efficient. But that's a debate for something else.
Hmm.
So so
And
that's the thing. I help people optimize all the time their code because they don't understand how to use the database. They're not using the right indexes. They're not using partition tables. They're not using different type of SQL query commands you can use in the back end. They're trying to do all that stuff in Java and C Sharp. And it's not optimized to do that. A database is optimized to insert, query, summarize, outer joins, and all that. And people do that in the code instead of letting the database do it. But I'm old, so that's my love of the database because I used to do big time database programming. But
hmm.
if people do that stuff in C Sharp and Java, most people don't respect the database like I think they should. But
Yeah.
like I said, I'm an old guy.
Yeah, big data is very important now, because I mean that's what they using to automate a lot of things for the future. So um,
Yeah.
data
I,
is important. So those are some skills you want to understand and learn, and get into.
yeah, but a lot of people take that logic that should be in a database and put it in the code. Most people don't use foreign keys and don't know how to do a foreign key. They don't know how to do third normal form to make a database mathematically secure to keep from getting corrupted. That stuff was taught in the 90s. We don't do that stuff anymore. So if we freezing,
Hmm. Yeah, I was
it's
just
not,
wondering if anybody else is noticing that, because it looks like that on my end, but I'm not sure. It may just be my
now. Well,
connection is still being pushed out correctly. What you say?
I see people flowing up. I got
Okay.
mine on pause, but I see my users. We use a data, but it's incorporated into a data dictionary. Yeah, the data dictionary actually defines what your data looks like. So if you have a
Yeah.
table, your data dictionary describes your data in your database, be it number, alphanumeric, dollar signs, hexadecimal, octal, binary. So your data dictionary describe if you're using a foreign key that this table relates to that table by a certain element.
Yeah. Exactly. Let me see. Um.
Okay? Savage science, third normal form. Keep learning that, man. A lot of people don't understand that. Uh, that actually optimize your database mathematically so it actually run at the optimal point. Most times people let their application software design their database. That's a mistake.
Yeah, it's good to see another database person out there. DC, the Purple Diva. Yeah, I appreciate you coming through.
So
Um. Huh?
Yeah, somebody's taking a database course, so they was chiming in.
Oh yeah, I
Was in,
see that.
yeah, so we definitely gonna do a database stream for you. Keep it techie, keep it running. I'll probably jump on, throw my little database 2 cents in there because I don't think a database gets enough love in this new environment. I think
Hmm.
everybody's they love the new technologies, the new skills, but I think the databases keeps everything rock solid.
Oh yeah, exactly. What's up, Willie M? How you doing, man? We just kind of chopping it up. Oh man, it looks like it's freezing again. Oh
Yeah,
man, I've been having issues today, man, like crazy. I don't know what's going on.
this happens sometime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anybody in the chat had anything certain they want to talk about?
Um. Nah, but hey, one thing I wanted to, kind of do. I was going. Um. At one point, well, I was gonna show like Cali, but I ain't got to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I I didn't kind of went long, and then the internet is like tripping.
Right.
I was just gonna show Cali and then just talk about the different, kind of areas of cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is pretty much in everything, and you can attest to that. You can probably talk to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like one of the fastest growing, areas of IT. And I remember reading an article not that long ago. It's predicted to be 128 billion dollar industry. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, yeah. Anything you do, you're gonna do. You're gonna need security. Like when you did the Linux class, I think I sent you the Amazon security checks to make sure it was locked down.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
so, so since I do compliance, long story short, my job is to make sure every area does security. So I sent KeepItTechie. I want to send him the Linux Amazon checks. So my job was send him the checks and make sure they're applied properly. So if you're a developer, there's 435 checks I do for our development team. From are you doing web services? Are you checking for cross-site scripting? Are you checking ransomware? So there's no malware that goes through there that we don't account for. DevOps, like you said, the DBA team, we got to lock down the SQL Server database. There are 235 checks for SQL Server and 325 checks for the Oracle database. So from a compliance perspective, and also the guy came on with Cisco, I looked at my sheet. We have, I think, 245 checks for Cisco VLAN. So when you're doing federal level checks, the federal government wants you to have your system locked down. So they give you these checks to do. And from a compliance person, my job is to make sure all those checks are applied across the organization. So once again, that could be anywhere from 3,000 checks to a small system, from everything from your networking, your database, your web server, your app server, IIS, if you're running Apache, if you're running Tomcat, and because you're running Java. So there's security across the whole board. And as a compliance person, that's my job, is to help them. I'm the bridge between the compliance manager and the technical people, right? So because I've done everything in IT, so my job is to help those teams make that leap.
yeah, definitely.
But on Kali Linux, I teach and we go over Kali Linux at a high level. There's everything from Jack the Ripper to help you steal programs. There's Wi-Fi stuff where you can actually, I forgot the name of the program in Cal. You can actually look at the traffic coming through a Wi-Fi during the air if it's not encrypted. So we actually use that technology to
Yeah,
verify that they're encrypting data.
yeah.
So all those,
Wireshark,
yep,
you can
Wireshark's in there.
capture.
There's one specifically for Wi-Fi though. Wireshark is for a baseline. I forgot
Yeah,
there's something
that's right.
specific for Wi-Fi. But so yeah, so we use Wireshark a lot in the class I teach. So you can look at the data, look at the traffic, see if it's malformed. And two is that's what we use to make sure it's encrypted. If you
Mm-hmm.
can't read it, 9 times out of 10 it's encrypted. If you can read it, it's not encrypted.
Yeah,
That's the way you use programs to do compliance validation. Okay, DC, the purple diva, ran out of work in compliance and threw a bunch of us apart over there. Yeah, compliance is high. And if you're a big company and you report to an oversight agency, like I said, I've done everything from HIPAA to OSHA to the IRS to PCI for credit cards. All those agencies, you got to have compliance so you can consider doing data. A friend of mine, restaurant, actually got hacked, and a PCI company that took credit cards told him he couldn't take credit cards anymore until he paid for a $25,000 forensic investigation because somebody broke in the system and stole his credit cards. So PCI wouldn't let him run credit cards until he got his system figured out. So that's why you need compliance in a real world scenario.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's one thing. I think I told you this, but I remember going through one of the I forget what the acronym. Well, I know what the acronym is, but I don't know if I can say it. But basically, a compliance check on my at my actual job or whatever, where they went through and like looked at the databases and made sure they were compliant based
Yeah.
on the checks and oh yeah, I think I said it before on here anyway. But the CI or something, whatever it's called. Yeah,
CIS checks.
yeah, something like that. I don't know, but I
CIS
know.
check. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember helping with one of those I guess checks that happened. Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't have those regular their settings on their box. So now you got to figure out, is it going to break something or not?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's what my once I get back in the groove, that's what actually I'm gonna do my YouTube video on actually is on compliance and doing those type of checks in the cloud.
Yeah.
Deep, man. I got Linux experts that work for Department of Defense. I got SQL Server that work on $80 million software. So if you ever get stuck, man, just reach out. My Rolodex deep, and I want to make sure it's available to the bros, so I can be a middleman if somebody gets stuck out there and they need something. Because a lot of times, brothers, man, we just be out there naked. So
Mm-hmm.
my job, I consider myself as OG. If anybody's struggling or got a problem, like I said, I got a deep Rolodex of some of the top dudes in the nation I can reach out to, man.
Yeah, and a lot of times you do feel like you know on your own because you like the only one that kind of look like you
I was
in the
for my,
office. You know what I'm saying?
my first decade. I worked for insurance company. I shit you not. There was 600 people in IT. There was only 4 black people in the whole IT. Man, we went to the annual too. We were
Yo.
just searching out people, man. So I'm just used to it. Now, if I
Mm-hmm.
see I'm just used to being the only one now, man. But like I said, I'm hoping to make sure everybody got a little backup. You gonna get stuck out there. DC, the Purple Diva. I have a bachelor's in computer science. I have an MBA. I'm currently working on my CISP, and I have a Security Plus cert. I've been a programmer for 25 years, so that's a little of my background. Like I said, if we do the interview, I can dig down a little deeper. So, like I said, I've been in the game. I'm specializing in Java, Oracle for what I do in programming. So
Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
doing. Get some together, kind of like cannabis. And I've been kind of working on that blockchain with
Mm-hmm.
Java, trying to figure out that from a compliance standpoint. So,
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely something people want to should start looking into and everything. But
yeah, like
I'm gonna go down and end it right here, man. We gonna
that's cool.
I'm gonna send you an email and we gonna get some and have another interview or whatever. But I appreciate
Yeah,
you coming on and everything. I'm gonna go on and close it out though. I appreciate you.
no problem. Reach out if you need anything else, man.
Okay. All right. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, so I'm glad Professor Black Ops was able to come on, man. I've been meaning to, get with that brother. You know what I'm saying? He's on point, in cybersecurity. So, and it looks like my stream is jacked up. So I'm gonna go on and end it right here. I'm not sure if it's gonna if we gonna I'm not sure if this thing is gonna shut down on me. You know what I'm saying? I keep losing like connection, so I apologize for anybody. First time having an issue like this. So and it was having I was having a network issue when I first started the stream. Well, trying to start the stream, and so you know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna go down and end it right here. I did have like another article I was gonna show, but And then also I was gonna go in and actually start showing people a little Kali Linux. I had a couple applications that I want to just show within Kali, in case you never open it up, in case you never used it before. And I know cybersecurity is like a hot area that people are trying to get into. You know what I'm saying? And so I just kind of wanted to show a little bit, but I'll save that for another stream. I do another stream, especially if I don't have anybody to interview or whatever. I do another stream where I show a little bit in Cali though. But I appreciate you guys for coming through, and checking it out. You know what I'm saying? Checking out my video or whatever. Sorry for the connection issues, but we're gonna keep it rocking like a cutout stocking. But thank you for being here, and of course, keep it techie.